What if Star Wars?
And we're down for the count. We're still broadcasting, so don't fret.
Good.
But the TriCaster just went out for a bit.
So this is still going out.
We are still broadcasting, as far as I know.
There's a green sheep behind.
Yeah, there's just a cheap green rag.
Everyone knows
behind us right
you
now.
You don't broadcast from Opie's apartment.
The secret is out.
Shit.
And I really don't give a shit at this point.
That's fucking.
We were saying put some.
But yeah, in one of the Spidermans.
Yeah.
Zenuda or Zenzoa, whatever the hot new mulatto chick is.
Right, gotta have the hot mulatto.
The school is going into the Washington Monument, and she goes, "Yeah, no, thanks."
What? Why?
Because it's built by slaves.
No,
so she doesn't want to I don't know, endorse it.
Wouldn't you be proud if it was? Wouldn't you go, "Wow, my peeps"?
This is our pyramids.
Yeah, my peeps built this, and let's take a look.
And what does not going in it accomplish?
Yeah.
And then she says so Spider-Man comes down and he goes, "Is that true?" And he's not, he's whatever, that Peter Parker. He goes, "Is that true?" And the black security guy goes, "Yeah, it's true." Now I looked it up. It's never been verified.
No, of course not.
It's like, well,
it makes no sense. It just makes no sense. Labor, yes, but stupid move this from there to here isn't building it. It's labor. It's fucking labor. And as far as it being slavery, I get it. Okay, you could say that's a bad, but you're kind of getting room and board for fucking doing it. I got to be honest. It sounds
slavery
cool,
was
but
good.
That's labor. It's people had worked for that back in the day. But it's not the design of it, the gathering of the resources, cutting of the stones. You can't say you built. You could get a Mexican laborer that had a wheelbarrow and swept up at a job site and put the pieces of drywall and dirt and a broken brick and then dumped it in the dumpster.
He built the Empire State Building.
He built the house, right.
Yeah.
He built it. No, he didn't build. He was on the job site. He had a menial labor job on the job site, but you could never say he built that house.
Yeah. So even if they're right, they're wrong.
They're wrong. That wasn't fucking building the White House or the Washington Monument.
So this retard narrative is the core, it's the spine of all this anti-Americanism.
Yes.
And even like this shit with like blacks being named Kevinisha and
Kevinisha, one of my favorite names now.
Or even like a shirt with no collar. It just buttons like this, and then the blazer is because it's like I don't want collars are white.
That's too white, right?
Right. White. So they've seeded this animosity, not just with black people, with liberals, with
and it isn't even I don't like the way it looks.
No,
it's I will not wear this because I have a hatred for these people that designed and wear that.
Yes. It's the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
We're all, I think, not we're all, but a large majority of us are naturally religious. We believe in
Why do they wear the Pee Wee Herman tie, though?
They wear the Pee Wee Herman tie because they're genetically religious, as most of us are, and they feel like cucks if they worship Christianity.
Okay.
So they worship some dumb Middle Eastern religion that was like made by some wandering warlord. And then they don't have the work ethic to fucking actually do it right. So they they add Yakub, this crazy alien who invented white people in a lab. It's like fucking Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Like they just add up a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
And they go, hey, look, it's our Christmas. Now it's our Christmas.
And then they created their own retarded religion. And it's based on, the Nation of Islam is based on resentment of white people.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a religion that says Christianity, if you're a Christian, you're a cuck. And we're at the point now where minorities and liberals feel like cucks if they like America, the greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Bud Light. Like if you buy a Bud Light at a game, you feel weird now.
Now people go like, oh, yeah, I went to buy a 12-pack of Bud. And I was in the store and I saw you open the case, and of course, Bud is right next to Bud Light. And I look at the Bud Light and I'm like, Like I looked around to see if someone saw me open the freezer that Bud Light was even in.
It's a weird phenomenon.
Isn't it strange?
It still exists with Budweiser.
Oh yeah,
too,
we've had
but it's
people
less
that
strong.
one guy that said, "I'm canceling my subscription because I can't watch you and Gavin drinking Budweiser. I have to stand up for my principles. So when he goes, when my subscription ends, I'm not renewing." And E-Rock just looked him up and went, canceled, send him a refund for the rest of his shit, and canceled his account. And the guy's like, well, no, I wanted to wait until, it was expired. And
Too late.
Bye.
Call it your bluff.
Come to mommy.
But
bye-bye.
no one seems to understand that we are so toxic that us drinking Bud is their worst nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
David Duke endorses people that he hates.
That's what you do.
I drink Coors Banquet at home, but I drink Bud on TV.
But I drink Bud whenever I'm seen in public in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, there were a few instances where some companies were telling people to please don't use their product. Like, I will compensate you to not.
Oh yeah, like Snooki.
Yes.
Yves Saint Laurent would send her Gucci shit.
Yeah. Just please don't be seen with our shit. Cristal became something that.
Yeah, they didn't want that.
They're a fancy high-end champagne, and they're like, we're the fucking champagne.
Yeah.
We don't want to be that.
But then they go, wait a minute. Now it's our only source of income.
Yeah.
So now we're back in.
Yeah, people said, oh, I'm not drinking
ruined
Cristal
us.
because it's that. Yeah, they ruined it. There goes the neighborhood
I
again.
wonder if that will happen with Fred Perry's and Proud Boys. They're like, 'cause they're done now.
It becomes like.
Maybe they're like, okay, we got to go pro Proud Boy.
It probably would be the greatest thing if they just sold their shit with the gold piping, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just exclusively to black people.
Out of your boy, Fred Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, to black people, yeah. I heard Timberlands, too. Timberlands, they're like, we're a hiking boot.
Yeah.
Stop.
Doc Martin had a huge fucking
had a big problem
back in the 80s.
Doc Martin survived skinheads.
Yeah.
Nazi skinheads. Fred Perry survived Proud Boys.
Earlier. The Doc Martin thing happened in the 80s, like with the blood.
It was the 80s, yeah.
That was more of, people like, oh, Doc Martin, but I like Doc Martin, so I'm still going to buy them and use them. Then nowadays it becomes like, oh, Fred Perry is Proud Boys. I would never wear a Fred Perry.